Los Angeles from the Galen Center. Welcome to Pac-12 Women's Volleyball on Pac-12 Networks. Tonight, the Colorado Buffaloes taking on the number 20 Women of Troy. And we welcome you inside the Galen Center along with Kevin Wong. I'm Josh Lewin. USC normally dominates here in this building. It hasn't been the case yet this year.
Really coming in, different kind of energy. Colorado comes in very confident. USC get a little bit of a feeling like this is a big last stand for them early in the season.
They've got maybe the best server in the country in Samantha Bricio.
Samantha Bricio, this junior leader, does everything for the Trojans. You see her with blocking form. She's the primary passer. She's a great defender, the best server at Pac-12 conference.
Colorado, which usually is a bottom feeder in the Pac-12, not the case anymore. They've got the Simpson sisters getting done. Taylor at the head of that.
Taylor Simpson, the all-around player, spent a lot of time with the national team this year, did a lot of international travel. Her coaching staff says Simpson's come back a professional level volleyball player in the college ranks.
Colorado's lost the last 15 sets that they've played against USC, but they've got designs on something a little different here tonight. Colorado against USC coming up right after this. USC preseason number 5, now a national number 20 because of 6 losses in their last 8 matches, taking on a Colorado team that's a bit resurgent right now. Well, let's check out starting lineups as we have them for you. The Buffaloes will come out this way, and it's pretty much, well, 42.9% Simpsons here. They're all related. Taylor's the one that you look at, number 16. She's kind of the head of the class. But there's some other talented performers out there for a coach celebrating a birthday tonight. That's Liz Krista in her 6th year. As for USC, well, it all starts, I suppose, with Samantha Bricio. Her next ace, she'll become the school's all-time leader, ahead of the great Nancy Hillman. USC is not used to losing on its home court. They had been 108-12 all-time at Galen Center. This year so far, 0-4, and there is Michaela, coach, college roommate of Jim Davis, back at Ball State. That's the creator of the Garfield comic strip. So, been a bunch of Mondays at home to put it in that parlance for Michaela. On the other side of the court, we mentioned it's a birthday for Liz Kritza in her 6th season, formerly of the Tulane Green Wave, and she is currently dead even in her time at Colorado. 143 wins, 143 losses. So tipping point is tonight. And something's got tipped for USC here tonight, Kevin. They've got to get this right now.
Really interesting time. You got a team that comes in. They should feel very dominant, USC, but you get the feeling Colorado thinks they can win.
I would like to welcome those of you watching other programming on the Pac-12 networks. This is Colorado against USC in Colorado, with designs on becoming quite relevant all of a sudden. They're suddenly being listed on some ballots in the voting for the top 25. They're actually number 31 in the latest AVCA poll, kind of the crest of the wave for a program that had always been an afterthought. Colorado in black, scoring first.
Quick set to the outside. Taylor Simpson, the star of this team, and really part of the resurgence of this program you talk about. Really one of the teams that's brand new to this Pac-12 conference, Colorado, and one of the deans of the conference, USC.
That was C.C. Simpson with the serve. And the dig from Taylor Whittingham, just a sophomore.
Wow, big swing on the outside. Bricio, the Mexican national, so much experience, has come right in. Freshman of the year, first team all Pac-12. Bring the heat early in this match.
Well, USC out now at 2-1. Whittingham, the libero, is able to serve that one point.
And one of the storylines for sure for tonight, 2 of the better serving teams in the conference.
Yeah, top 2 in terms of service aces, right in that order. Colorado, then USC. Which is a bit surprising because of Bricio, right? You figure that all alone she's good for a pretty good ranking.
And you look at the numbers, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling. She has more aces than the rest of the team combined.
Again, we'll watch for her when she gets tonight, number 2. Good block. And kept hot for now. Pretty good little rally going here early. Another good dig. And the point to Colorado. See, Alice Pizzagola very active early, the Italian for USC, wearing 12. Bricio from Mexico, so an international flavor here. Left-hand serve from Edelman will be returned. That was Young that delivered. Emily Young, the senior from Schaumburg, Illinois.
Colorado in the net on that play. So USC gets the point. Really, one of the big question marks for Coach Mick Haley coming to this match is how is his passing going to look? They lost 2 great players last year, Hagelin, Shaw, and so far tonight, passing looks on point for the Trojans.
This is Haley Crone into the net.
Pizza Sagolo, you got Crone as well, 2 experienced setters, the same duo that are coming back from the successful 2013 season.
And Taylor Simpson now transferred in from Missouri. And again, flanked by her sisters. And there's another sister, Riley, by the way, that is a year away from being eligible to come on down. For 3 USC at the beginning here. And a quick conversation, Liz Kritz.
Kritz is asking about the noise that's up from above. A lot of different sounds they're pointing up. They're saying Kritz is not happy, you know, in her playful way.
Well, they fight through the ambient noise, and Colorado ends up tying it up here early on. Again, Colorado has never been able to beat USC. It's never happened. 0-8. And it's been 5 sweeps in a row. So it's 15 for 15, the last 15 sets for SC. Bricio couldn't put it away. Feathered down, nicely played by Taylor Simpson.
We talked about Simpson, all that USA team experience. That's a shot she did not have last year. You know, that's an interesting point you made, Josh. Haven't won a game in the last 15 sets. You know, but that mentality going on. This is a really big push for USC to defend kind of that honor and defend that relationship. It's like an older sister, USC, and they got that younger sister
right,
nipping at the heels, and you want to make sure you put them in their place.
Think about how it's come along for Colorado. I mean, this is a team just a few years ago in conference when they started out, won 1 game in the Pac-12. They were very close to 500 a year ago. Good hit with Alexis Austin driving it home.
And you see the physicality, the upgrade, the personnel here. You know, I was talking to the coaching staff at Colorado. I said, you know, a lot of your stats are kind of middle range, not such leaders of the pack. I said, that's a great thing. Just last year, we were near the bottom in every single category. It's just this constant progression.
Well, the arrow's pointed up, that's for sure. Kept alive, not long enough. USC will gain the point.
Successful in her first swing. Ebony Nwanu really going to have to pay attention to her. She was the freshman of the year last year. Has been dealing with some back injuries, still coming back, not at 100% yet.
They didn't really have the hang time yet that she normally would. That one flies out. I think it's a big point when you talk about USC. Nwanu at 6'4", she's powerful. Volleyball Magazine's National Freshman of the Year last year. But trying to shake off a pretty serious injury when you think about it. And I thought Coach McHaley, when talked to him, had a great point that, and that's a good put away right there. You know, you're talking about a young woman who's never had to figure out how to come back from injury before.
Right, it's so young and just that whole big jump to go play with the national team on the way towards the Olympics. The double-a-day practices, the travel, just so many things she was not ready for yet.
Now it Ogums with that last goal, by the way, and now Pizza Zagola. Tested, but dug. And a big hit from Lauren Gillis flies away.
Gillis is really going to be an X factor for this USC team. You can see the pedigree. He's had so much success in prep junior club circuit. You can see the physicality, just a matter of maturing and becoming the player she's going to be.
No one of Troy has more than one kill yet in this opening set. That was almost number 2 for Oakland's right there. And instead it's Colorado. Ortiz Ruiz.
Player has been getting a lot of playing time in 2014. Last year was one of the key reserves for the Colorado team. Had also started back in 2012, so maybe a resurgence for the Mexican native there.
Into the net it goes, and Colorado, which started the year 8-1, and would have been 9-0 if not for an opening night 5-set loss to Northwestern, with that 5th set going 17-15 for the Lady Wildcats. I have a big deal, Kevin, not to oversell it here, but if Colorado takes this first set, you just wonder what kind of fire that ignites for them.
Right, it's a historical first set. Any set they take at this point is a historical set.
Sierra Simpson with that serve. Young, blocked, and a bounce.
One of the advantages of the 6-2 offense that USC runs, they have 2 front row attackers all the time on that right side. McHaley using that right side maybe better than anyone else in the conference.
Both numbers 16 in this match are Taylor's. Taylor Simpson, Taylor Whittingham. That's Whittingham with dig. Blocked. USC doesn't do a lot of that, right? I mean, they're kind of near the bottom when it comes to that.
Great blocking. USC, what they do well, they serve well, they play very good defense as well. Taylor Simpson, that's not a shot, a second shot. The biggest difference you see from her last year to this year is the decisions she makes in bad situations where she's got to save the day.
Both teams in 333 off the jump here in the first set. That one pounded down by Bricio. But Colorado extends the lead as it went just a shade wide. 12-9, the Buffaloes. Edelman, the junior from Boulder. And that'll go USC's ways. Is Hannah Schreier getting it done, a senior from Arcadia, California.
And Schreier not playing a ton this 2014 year, has had limited playing time, but her numbers have been very good. And McHaley looking at, getting someone in there who's been doing a good job. She's had her chances.
Not a lot of seniors to talk about with USC. It's a very young group. 11 out of 16 players on their roster, freshmen or sophomores.
And you look at those freshmen and sophomores, this is the cream of the crop in the country. You look at the recruiting classes they've had for the last few years. Number 1 back in 2011, number 2 in 2013-14.
Taylor Simpson's serve will get returned. Well, Colorado has made it pretty tough here for USC, which again has not won its home court yet. 0-4, that's inconceivable to many. And they're up slowly here tonight against resurgent Colorado.
You're here to...
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring game. Well, Taylor Simpson of Colorado out very, very strong tonight. She almost single-handedly destroyed Butler last month with 29 kills in a 4-set match. Kevin, she's got 3 already here.
Really, the offense of Colorado, the story so far, they are not being stopped.
Bricio pounds it down.
She has got a fluid athleticism you don't see throughout the country. Someone who's played the youngest player ever on Mexican national team at 16 years old, and just such a prodigy at such a young age.
And this could be history here. Remember, we're waiting on that next ace from Bricio.
On cue.
The all-time leader USC now, ahead of the great Nancy Hellman.
I love the pose at the beginning. It really spreads a lot of fear if you're a passer on the other side. There's that Poignant Pause.
That's well stated. I like that. It's a good band name, too. Poignant Pause. Austin keeps it alive. At the net. Wanabu just couldn't put it away. The lefty smash is on.
And that's an interesting thing. You see Gabby Simpson getting her second attack. Maybe one of the few in the country where she's a setter in the back row for 3 rotations. And then in front, she's the hitter.
Now, it's more history to track, too, by the way. We've talked about Bricio becoming USC's all-time leader. But she's real close now, Kevin, to tying Oregon's Heather Myers for 3rd all-time Pac-12 history. And she'd be just about 20-25 behind the all-time conference record, too. That'd be by Halloween, though, she's going. Some finesse at the net. Whittingham kept it alive for a moment, but flies out of bounds. Boy, Colorado's not going away.
No, and you see Bricio running after the ball. It's interesting how you're talking to Mick Haley before the match out. So much weight is on her shoulders. You see all the hustle, all the effort, the serving, the passing, the hitting. You're trying to be aware of that. And you almost wonder if that's because the issues Wanabu had the past year. You know, you start getting a little gun shy to put people in positions to really carry so much of a burden.
You appreciate the want to, I'm sure. But yeah, do you spread yourself too thin, I guess? Not too many seniors around lead the way. Edelman keeps it alive. Colorado can't convert. Well, Nicole Edelman, we've talked about her a little bit. Second among active Pac-12 players in assists. She's at about 8% right now, 8th best in the conference.
Steady captain of the team, 3rd-year starter.
Schreier with the serve. Gillis saved. And blocked that out.
And on cue, Edelman with one of the prettier sets of the play, going the right side, the back set the long way. Pretty special player. Father, Nestor, professional volleyball player from Argentina, one of the many players on this team who can speak Spanish.
Wanabu. Last year's Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, a year after Bricio won that award herself for USC. And she'll rotate out.
And she's going to have to play herself into shape this year. You know, she was out for 3 months, inactive with the back brace. Just getting back in and so difficult to do in the season, playing yourself in shape.
Pizza Segola serve. Bricio. When at the other end, I thought Austin did a nice job for Colorado. She's been strong, but man, Bricio is really strong.
And seeing a lot of great defensive performances on both sides, but no answer for the quick back set to Bricio.
Could go either way in set number 1 here in LA. Well, if you follow the Pac-12, it's not a stunner, but how about 7 of the top 20 teams in the nation, Kevin, being out of the Pac-12?
Best conference in the nation, top to bottom, number 1 ranked Stanford, number 3 ranked Washington. You know, the interesting thing about the top 25, we talked to the sports admissions director here for USC. The last time they dropped out of the top 25 back in 1990, and you really get the feeling like they're teetering on the edge right here.
That is stunning, but when you think about it, I mean, Mick Haley's been here 14 years now. He hasn't seen a start like this yet. Remember the last 4 years into this one. We're talking about a team that went 29-5 twice, 29-6, 30-6. So one more loss, and they're already behind where they were the last 4 seasons.
And a team that was 2 inches away from making it to the Final Four last year.
set. USC, which has been down 0-1 at 3 of the last 4 matches, just doesn't want to get there right now.
Really like this block, number 8. Ogum's in the middle. Great blocker. Really brings a lot of the defensive pressure for her team. Early injury last year in 2013 kept her out a lot of the season, but looks to be back in true form here.
She's the only woman of Troy averaging a block per set. To the net, hammered by Bricio.
And I'll tell you how important this first set is. You talk about spreading the offense, not putting too much burden on Bricio. When the setters know they need a point, they know exactly where they're going to go, and they're not afraid to go to her time and time again.
In Colorado, the psychology of it, you just got to figure, because they've lost 15 straight sets to USC. Is there some creeping doubt right now that, hey, we had them, we were up 3, but now it's starting to get away a little bit. USC by 3.
Yeah, so true. You talk about one of the staples of all sports, right? If you can't see it in your head before it happens, then it can't happen. And they have never seen themselves win a set. They've never seen them win a match against USC. And so it's really about not only against USC, but about the demons in their head as well.
They were swept here at USC last year Thanksgiving weekend. We know that with Colorado, I mean, let's look at their last time out, Kevin. 3 sets that could have gone either way. And they won all of them against a top 15 opponent in Arizona. They won 25-22, 21, and 23. So that'll exercise a dean or two.
And their 2 losses as well, their coaching staff, but them good losses, you know, to ranked teams, a tight 4-set one versus Oregon, a tight 5-set match versus Arizona State as well.
Bricio continues to dominate in this first set. She's hitting 429. Colorado, by the way, is a team hitting 148.
And Colorado started the match on fire. Bricio did not, but she has turned it on. Started at the service line where she is arguably the best server in the country. This topspin hybrid serve on the back line, so dangerous. You add in the stare down at the beginning, the mental factors as well.
She's now at 254 points for the season. That's exactly twice as many as any other teammate. So yeah, to say she carries a load is about right. And you're right, it always does seem to start at that back line with the aces.
You know, she crushed the USC record last year. 85 aces. The prior record was 59.
Yeah, she could have taken the last month off.
Right.
She still would have had it.
The victory lap for December.
Youngest player ever to represent Mexico on its senior national team. Native Italian Pizza Segola. Young. And that goes Colorado's way. Emily Young hitting .315 for the year, a career best for her in her senior season. And that is SC's point, 21-17 USC. Pizza Segola was great in that win they had at Pullman last weekend. Bricio over the head to Gillis, had it blocked back. Gillis recovers. Bricio again.
Wow, difficulty off the chart. The running 1-footer from 15 feet off the net. Great cover, Whittingham. And then look at this play, finding that seam. Special play from a special player.
Great angle. And an 8-3 run right now for SC. That one flies away. And Colorado, they can sustain something at that back line now, right? Can charge back in.
We talked about Whittingham a couple of times. The freshman, sophomore libero this year, really trying to fill those big shoes of Natalie Hagelin.
Kelsey English had a 6-ace match last year. A do-it-all player for Colorado. Young, the lefty. But that goes to Colorado.
And English, the Colorado Buffaloes' best server last year, putting a lot of pressure on USC. Coach Liz Kritza getting close to calling a timeout.
Kelsey English, daughter of former Wisconsin basketball player Kevin English. Gillis with a smack got off to a fast start at Washington with 5 kills in her first 8 attempts.
Really see the potential. You can see the physicality there, but also a great defender as well. She's been getting a lot of the serves for most of the teams in the Pac-12 conference. Makes sense. She's just a freshman.
Now a sophomore goes to the back line, Anne-Marie Schmidt, who was sick this past week, but took it out to play tonight. To that far side, and well struck by Ortiz Ruiz. Talked about the basketball tie-in moments ago with a different player, but that's the daughter of Jose Ortiz, a decorated player out of Oregon State.
All-American.
Beat out Reggie Miller for Pac-10 Player of the Year was back then. (23-20 USC, 24-20 USC. More Bricio.
And in doubt, send it outside to the left. See a lot of Simpson, see a lot of Bricio. Really going to be a battle of the left sides, a battle of leaders out here. This ball should go out to Taylor Simpson right now.
Taylor to Taylor, Wingham to Simpson. Well, USC really needing to rally, just maintain thought that, you know what, we're going to plant a flag here in our home gym. We can't let Colorado come in here and do this to us. Didn't happen in set 1.
I'd rather do anything.
Oct 12 Networks.
Take a look at the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week, and actually all the players of the week this year have been a Krista or a Krista each of the last 5 weeks. UCLA's Barstolowski Times, and now the University of Washington's Krista Van Zandt with her 2nd of the year. Huskies staying undefeated, moving 4-0 in conference play, beating USC, beating UCLA. We've talked about the talent top to bottom in the Pac-12, and USC thought by many to be cream of the crop this year. Not a cream of the crop kind of player that'll say, what about me? Samantha Bricio off to a very quick start with a half a dozen kills in set 1.
Really the heart and soul of this team. Tonight's match, you really get the picture. It's going to be a 2-horse race. It's Taylor Simpson versus Samantha Bricio. There's a lot of other factors going into play, but when the big swings come down, when the big plays happen, it's going to be those 2 leaders of their teams.
Bricio has 35 kills in her last 6 sets. So yeah, she's playing at a very high level right now. Part of the reason she ended up at USC is a player by the name of Bibiana Candelas, who is now Bibiana Candelas Ramirez. And she's actually here tonight. They're honoring her for her contributions made about, 10, 12 years ago.
2002, 2003,
Yeah.
the golden years, USC volleyball back in the back-to-back national championship days.
The undefeated season and all that, so they'll pay some attention to her later on tonight. But it was that cohesion that got Samantha Bricio interested in being here in first place, because one of Bricio's biggest influences in her life is her older brother Irving. Knows Bibiana Candelas Ramirez very well, so as long as we're talking about international competition, Ortiz Ruiz, the Puerto Rican senior national team participant this past summer, very strong tip. You can see she's got huge hands.
Long arms.
Right?
Right.
All the better to carve you with.
Right, we talked about her father, the legendary basketball player, went on to play at the Utah Jazz in the NBA, but how about the contrast? Her mother, Andranira Ruiz, was Miss Puerto Rico back in 1981.
Well, that works too. There is Ortiz Ruiz setting it up. And Taylor Simpson couldn't quite put it away. Young, that lefty, blocked at the net. Now, I gotta say, Kevin, it seems like USC has kind of stepped it up in terms of their blocking abilities early on here. It's not something they're known for.
And it's a little step. It's not such at a high level still. These teams really are about the service line, they're about the defensive plays, and then the hitting prowess.
You just kind of try to steal one of the middle blockers whenever you can, right? It happens to work out. And the put away for USC is from Hannah Schreier.
Now, Schreier's had a tough journey through USC, limited playing time up to this year. Assistant starter back in 2013 where she was the 6th in Pac-12 hitting. Smart decision, sees the block really well that time, slapping it to the cutback down the line.
Not a completely happy birthday yet for Colorado coach Liz Krissa.
Gabby Simpson, the freshman setter, she's doing a lot of things well. She's digging very well, but her location right now, the last two six to the middle, not on target.
Whittingham with the serve. And well played once again. You got Ortiz-Ruiz stepping up. She came in at hitting only about 220. But she's very strong tonight. Edelman, the Boulder native. And is really strong, huh?
Wow, there's a lot of people who say Mick Haley runs a very vanilla offense, and this is the answer to that. This is not the set to the left side. This is what they call the rip, the seam between the two blockers. Colorado caught off guard, and you can't be surprised by Bricio. That's the main focus you should have throughout this match if you're wearing black.
Bricio coming off a career high 31.5 points last time out, trending towards that again tonight. Deflected that time.
And you see half of what makes Nwangu a special hitter. She's got that heavy shoulder hits, such a high D ball, but what she doesn't have right now is the elevation. You're not seeing that extra lift that's giving her different angles.
A stress fracture playing with the U.S. team this summer, really bogging down. She's been, 6 weeks in a brace. And Colorado trying to climb back here, 5-4. The first set, 25-20 USC. That 25-20 first set score was something that was happening seemingly every match for Colorado on a winning side last month. That exact 25-20. This time they're on the downside of that.
It'll be interesting to see who Colorado decides to serve the rest of the match. Right now they're going a lot to Taylor Simpson. They're going occasionally to the libero. I think they got to start focusing on the younger passer. That's Gillis, freshman outside hitter.
They save it off Bricio's serve this time. That's a big save, right? Lexus Austin makes sure Bricio can't just keep on serving and serving and serving.
Right, and the tempo set to the outside. One of the advantages of having two setters, you've got a backup setter who can set a tempo play, get Austin one-on-one on the outside.
TC Simpson with that serve. USC end up with it. I see what you're saying about Nwangu. That power seems to be down. Her hitting percentage is down about, 120 points right now from a year ago.
And think about how much of the offense she carried last year. Such a high level, first team All-American, 30 kills in that match to send them to the Final Four.
Colorado misplays that. And just to stay on Nwangu for a second, all of that talent will come back, right? I mean, I know she's got to play through the injury now, but eventually that all rights itself, yeah?
Right, and Mick Haley has it right on the button. She has to have patience. This is something that's new to her. She's never played with this. She's never not been that dominant player.
Austin had it blocked back.
Edelman touching the ball on the way out. Take a look if we can see that. Trying to hit line, and then off the corner of the screen we could not see that, but you can see USC asking for the touch and them getting it.
And Schreier able to serve.
Right back, another touch, the back set. Edelman really runs a nice offense. You can see all that experience, all that knowledge, the left-hander. She's actually been a 5-1 set back in the day. Now having split time, it's a little different energy.
This is Gabby Simpson now. She won't turn 18 until this coming Monday. She's been spending time with Nicole Edelman as above setter. Boy, at the age of 17. Hello, here's the Pac-12 for you.
Been asked to do a lot. She's asked to be a hitter when she's never been a hitter throughout her high school career.
Elite Pizza Segola to serve. Austin. We talk so much about Wanabu coming back from injury, but Alexis Austin also coming back from a foot injury. And back with a vengeance last weekend, taking the pressure off of Taylor Simpson a little bit.
So when you can see the athleticism, she was a track and field runner back in high school.
Colorado knowing full well that you can't afford to be your own enemy against a team like USC. Although, again, if you're just joining us, the stunning fact is that SC hasn't won at home yet this year. That ball blasted down by Simpson, Taylor Simpson.
And really, one of the things we have to look at is Colorado, a very tough serving team coming into this match, really hasn't done very much from the line.
Is there anything, Kevin, to playing away from the altitude of Boulder?
I think that's a big part of it. I think it's a different ball. Coach JT, one of our assistant coaches, talked about 4 different balls they play within conference. In fact, back-to-back matches here tonight and on Sunday, UCLA, they'll play different balls as well, and they move differently, they feel differently, so there's a lot of different dynamics that go into that.
A lot to fight through for Colorado. And again, not to beat this to death, but fighting the psychology of never being able to take even a single set against USC.
Best connection in the middle from Gabby Simpson. Had some misconnections earlier on, but that time finding Caitlin Duff.
Edelman, the lefty serve.
You're seeing if it's not an ace, at least the step here for Edelman, getting USC in a lot of trouble. That pass off the court makes the set much more difficult.
Am I wrong, or lefties more prominent now in the volleyball circuit?
And specifically tonight, we're seeing a lot of lefties, but I think Karsta Lowe, part of that sign for UCLA, you're starting to see more lefties in the setter positions, like Edelman is. Also on that right side, that Young for USC is. Makes the set a lot easier, doesn't have to travel quite as far.
Haley Clone the serve. Simpson to Simpson. Another good save for Colorado, but too much right there. That's out of bounds to Colorado.
And Colorado been playing very good defense. Sierra Simpson, we haven't talked about her that much because she's been handling the ball and not making any mistakes. The middle of the Simpson sisters won that Colorado State High School Championship back in 2012, sister Gabby.
We expect Maggie and Marge to run on the court at some point with these guys.
How long you been waiting for that one?
What time is it now? Well, again, the Simpson sisters, you hate to put it all to one family or any one player even, Kevin, to carry the load. But, boy, where would the Buffaloes program be without the Simpsons? That one inside the line.
I tell you what, there are not many servers who can strike fear in the heart of a passer. Samantha Bricio at the top of the charts.
Well, Heather Myers, you got company. Oregon's great player, was third all-time in Pac-12 history for aces. Bricio's right there with her now. Tomorrow, regional coverage of women's volleyball on Pac-12 networks at 7 o'clock. Catch the Utah Utes here in LA to take on USC, or Washington State and Oregon State. Live coverage starting tomorrow at 7 on Pac-12 networks and Pac-12 Now. Check Pac-12.com for games in your area. Now, Kevin Wong, we're looking at one of the great players, great conference, Samantha Bricio. A .462 percentage in this one.
You know, there's such a build-up of energy because she goes back there, takes her patient time. She stares you down, and then she hits those deep, deep serves with a little bit of topspin, a little bit of float. The hybrid, not many people serve like that.
And she's actually been in a bit of a rut, believe it or not. She had only 5 service aces in her last 16 sets before tonight, and now it's all going kind of according to form.
And you got the feeling of urgency from Mick Haley talking before, saying that, you know, this 4-game homestand we're coming back to, they're nearly must-win games, and you don't hear him saying things like that.
USC, last year 14-1 at home. This year 0-4, trying to reverse course against Colorado.
I'd rather
Plays of the week.
USC's dominance over Colorado continues. Right now 17-11 in the second set. Until that hard-fought win for USC last weekend up in Pullman, the women of Troy had lost 6 of 7, and that just doesn't jibe with all of what you're looking at this resume.
And a coach who's done so many things in the NCAA. You see the 6 national championships, you see all the history, all the years, 14-2 you talked about last year. This is a guy who's won 4 national championships. First Texas, and then he went to coach the Olympic team in Sydney, and then on the way to winning 2 national championships here at USC.
Well, it's amazing how that cone of silence descends here at the Galen Center when Bricio is serving.
Wow, and if you're Mick Haley, that's the last play you want to see. An easy pass, an easy set to your senior setter, Haley Crone. She has made that play 1,000 times before and really lets Colorado off the hook when Samantha Bricio was breathing down their necks.
Well, the unforced error, if you will. USC trying to get it back. Bricio kept it hot, and it's tipped at the net. That'll be a point to USC.
You know, for USC, he really turning it around. Bricio, of course, the serving 5 aces to only 1 for Colorado. On the Colorado side, you got to start asking, where's the emotion? Where's the senior leadership? Who's going to bring the extra energy? Because right now they seem very flat.
Hitting just 157 a team right now. That one does find the edge of the line staying in.
You know, we talk about these streaks, 5 matches, 3 straight sets. You don't get through streaks. You don't break through those barriers just kind of ho-humming it. You got to fire through it.
And Colorado's got to deal with UCLA tomorrow. Blocked at the net, and maybe that's the energizing force from Alexis Austin. She hit .538 against Arizona last week. Just kind of willed the Buffaloes to that win.
Yeah, you talked about her early season injuries and kind of finding the form, but yeah, that was a big moment for her.
Well, and even as we discuss finding an ignition switch for Colorado, there again is something unforced that turns it right back over.
And one of the knocks on the 6-2 setting off is you have 2 different setters, so you lack a little bit of the continuity. People coming in, people going out, and something that Coach Liz Kritza is going to have to pay attention to.
Pizza Segola, who's got 14 assists already tonight. Austin couldn't quite get the kill there and couldn't get the block either. USC extends 20-14.
Indiana Prep Player of the Year is Lauren Gillis, finding her way on the outside. MVP of the All-American Prep match. The best of the best.
O.J. Pizza Segola swerves one over. Blasted right on through. 21-14.
Big hug from your setter when you blast it down the line like that. You know, we haven't talked about her very much, but in black there on the USC side, Whittingham has done a number. The passing, the digging, perfect pass from here. Whittingham going right down the line.
Huge shoes to fill. Women of Troy graduating one of the great liberos in the conference last year, and Natalie Haglund. But you're right.
Really, the conversation is being that Olympic libero going into Rio de Janeiro 2016.
By the way, at the intermission, we invite you to stay tuned. The Pac-12 Intermission report from our Pac-12 Network studios. Ashley Adamson standing by. Got a top 25 men's soccer upset to tell you about. Preview USC in Arizona for you. Comprehensive coverage all around the Pac-12, so please stay with us. Now 25-20 USC in the first set, 21-14 so far in the second set. A lot of talk about Bricio.
And we're talking about her breaking records, specifically Trojan records, and she's not passing slouches. She's passing the likes of Nancy Hillman. She's passing the likes of April Ross, silver medalist for Team USA. This is really history-making. You look at the numbers she's putting up, doubling up on the rest of her team last year, and it's kind of beyond comprehension. And you start looking at what are the servers nationally who are doing things like that. One of them, the only other who's really in the same conversation, Micah Hancock at Penn State. She's a lefty who hits this crazy spinning serve, very different look. Bricio serve, very different look. These are not serves you get to work on in practice very often. That's her first smile for the night. I think that we've seen
tracking that
the eyes of the assassin all night long, and maybe breaking a little bit of a smile here.
She's currently pursuing her bachelor's degree in psychology. Wants her master's in criminal psychology when she's done playing volleyball.
Interesting looking through the bio on where she thought she might want to end up, and she said her dream job was working in a mental hospital.
That's some kind of dream right there. Women of Troy by 6. By 7. And they won the first set, remember, by 5. Leah Ogums, we haven't really talked that much about, but the native Canadian started slow first set against Washington State last weekend, then came on.
And really did not get a lot of play time last year with that early season injury.
With that last serve. Boy, they really need some of that, huh? Talking about Colorado. Taylor Simpson.
Best hit hitter for her team. She has been struggling. You see a lot of the SC defense really focus on her. You're seeing them on her tip shots now. They're starting to make those in-game adjustments.
Into the net it goes. That's from Matt Pfefferly, the freshman out of Minnesota. Colorado lost an outstanding middle blocker to graduation this year, in Nikki Lidrow. And Federally, a young player, asked to step in. To the net, Bricio one more time. And USC on the verge here, Kevin, of making it 17 sets in a row against Colorado. That is having somebody's number. But into the net, it goes from Whittingham. So not quite yet. USC started at 0-3 in conference. Inconceivable to many, but trying to call back. Had that very tough 5-setter against Washington State to get to 1-3. Young. Simpson's going to get a return. Whittingham puts it up. Simpson delivers.
Wow, another smart shot. Cagey shot, kind of change up right over the top. Still a lot of work to go.
She's third in the Pac-12 in kills per set. Well, that's very well played. USC 25-20 and 25-18. Just continuing to steamroll Colorado. And coming up after these messages, we'll take you to our Pac-12 Network studio. Lots to talk about. The Pac-12 Intermission Report coming up next right here. USC had been 108-12 all-time at the Galen Center. Had stumbled up this year at home 0-4, trying to make a statement here tonight. And so far planting that flag firmly here on campus. Coach McHaley joins us right now. Coach, you're going to be happy with how it started out tonight.
Certainly am. Being up 2-0 is big right now, but we have finished.
I kind of want to hear the tone of your locker room speech going into this third set.
Keep focused, keep serving tough, stay on them, and don't let 13 go off.
Samantha Bricio, fantastic. I guess that's not a big news bulletin or anything like that, but how important has she been tonight?
Well, she's been very good, but she's been playing like this for 2 or 3 weeks now. She's kind of carrying us, and she's capable of doing this. She's just finding out how good she really is.
Talk about how happy you are with the full, complete team effort on offense.
Yeah, it's a really nice distribution right now. We're doing things pretty well, but we got to keep passing to do that.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for your time. Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, last week, USC was outblocked at about a 3-to-1 ratio. Tonight, they're the ones with the 3-to-1 ratio, doing a lot of things well.
And the offense, really one of the main things. Bricio, we talk about them being up 2-0 right now, but early in the first set, things were looking bleak for USC. Bricio wasn't playing very good, but she started turning it on from the service line as well. You see the smile on target. Really a game changer who turned this match around.
Kevin, did Colorado miss an opportunity? They were up by 4 points in that first set. Remember, they've never been able to beat USC, and they kind of let it slip away, huh?
We talked about that. The demons on the court, the demons in the mind even more so, and you look at the stats, and you got to think they did miss that opportunity. The first one, not able to get anything on. You see the one service ace, you see they're getting out-dug, they're getting out-blocked, they're hitting maybe one of the lowest numbers of the season as well. A full, complete effort from USC Trojans so far tonight.
Taylor Simpson has been strong for Colorado. She got 6 of the 20 kills for the Buffs right now. 7 points to lead the way, but yeah, it's just been too much Bricio on the other side, it seems.
You know, this is interesting. I was actually thinking, what would I do if I was Liz Kritza? One of the things I would switch is I might go from a 6-2 with 2 setters to a 5-1 and let Elman, your leader, your senior person, get a little more continuity in there right now. Gabby Simpson on the bench for the first time. Interesting. This might be the move that I thought they should do.
We will monitor. Colorado needs this one. That was Pepperly at net, couldn't quite put it away, but Bricio does.
Really taking that energy from Coach McHaley, who I was surprised at how much urgency he had in that pregame and how much, not desperation, but there's a point that needs to be made tonight.
You brought up the point. USC hasn't been out of the top 25 since 1990. So none of these players were alive when that happened.
That's amazing.
And I think that's kind of a point of pride. You don't want to be part of that first program that lets that go away. USC at number 20 right now. A preseason number 5 nationally. Is there enough time, Kevin, to climb back to where everybody thought they would be?
Absolutely. So much time this season. A lot of it's going to be really on Nwanabu. We can see what Bricio does on the outside. So much consistency. But as you look through the hitting percentages, the one person who still hasn't found that groove, Nwanabu.
I think you're right. That makes him so much more dangerous if she jumps in to join the fray. Tapped over, kept alive. Simpson sets to her sister. Bricio. Gotta get it over here. That was a good rally for a while. Colorado just couldn't convert.
And another set that should be easier than that. You know, trying to speed up that offense, but at what point do you dial it back a little bit, risk reward?
18 errors to 12 in this game. Colorado can't afford to be on the high side of that ledger. Good dig. And it sets up Bricio almost just hopped the ponytail right away from Taylor Simpson.
And you see Simpson over there almost putting on a figurative helmet, just trying to hide from that blast.
Bricio is powerful. Still just a junior. And again, Colorado just not going well enough to be able to afford the errors. That's 20 of them now tonight. And USC looking to sweep yet again with a 5-1 lead in set number 3 here at the Galen Center in LA. Pac-12 women's volleyball presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Colorado making strides this year, no question about it, but an old foe that they never can vanquish. Getting it done against them tonight. USC looking to sweep. USC was 0-3 in conference play. Very, very difficult 5-set win to get to 1-3, beating Washington State. But now USC can go 2-3 here, Kevin, and go kind of right in the middle of that clump.
And we're just shaking our heads because we're not used to seeing them in that position on any sort of standings, right. Even on the national standings as well. This is a team that finished in the final 8 last year. They finished ranked as the number 6 team in the country.
Just shows the depth of this conference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, again, Colorado's been its own worst enemy at times tonight, hitting 164. And 20 total errors in this game. USC, which had lost 6 out of 7 before the last game they had, last match they had up at Washington State, could go 2 in a row now. Of course, Pac-12 volleyball coming off its most successful season. Had 9 teams earning an NCAA tournament bid last year.
Most in the country. Right off the bat, Shabley coming in to pass in the back row, and Whittingham doing a good job of putting it right on her.
Colorado needed that in a bad way.
And I really like that. Everyone's keying on your outside here, so move her around. Another time we saw earlier, Bricio running the rip. This time, Taylor Simpson finding that seam between the blockers.
Well, Simpson just trying to not sag under the weight of having to carry this thing tonight. Bricio had blocked back. Well, that's something that can give them a lift, I would think.
One of the few, only the second block for Colorado. Good end post there from Ortiz Ruiz.
One of the few times that Bricio hasn't done whatever she's wanted to do tonight. Young had it blocked at the net. Simpson will have it returned. The net from Bricio that time. Not used to seeing that. Colorado trying to storm back here.
And you see the seniors bringing USC in together. This is kind of important that they don't take that foot off the gas pedal. You've got to go for the killer instinct.
Colorado's in a stretch of 6 straight matches, Kevin, against ranked opposition. Bricio hammers it. Colorado save it. Wow. Simpson twirled it over from tough angle. And that goes back to USC.
Yeah, and you can see it's almost like Bricio's got a button that she can push. And the turbo boost comes out, and all of a sudden she's hitting faster, jumping higher, and always plays at a high level, but have that extra gear as well, a special thing.
Life's a video game for her, right? Just press X. It all happens a little faster. Simpson.
This is a high-level shot. It looks super simple, but she goes up and fakes like he's going to tip it and then throws it down. It's a very sophisticated play.
And it runs in the family. Again, 3 Simpson sisters on Colorado. Right on down. Colorado not quite completely out of this match.
And you're seeing some energy from the coaching staff of Colorado. They've gone with a little more continuity Edelman playing all the way around, and the offense has responded for Colorado.
Mira Ortiz-Ruiz, the senior from San Juan.
And Haley Crone had to come off the court. She got hit in the face with that ball, and her nose is bleeding. Have a little time to get that fixed up, but if it takes too long, USC may have to go with a more creative situation and actually have one of their setters set from the front row as well. Not something that Mick Haley wants to do. You only have a certain amount of substitutions. You want to use them wisely. Take a look at this hit. Wow. You see the recoil.
Got smoked.
Only 10 feet away from the net, and you're seeing that it's not an angle most hitters can hit, but Taylor Simpson playing with a different deck of cards.
No, and not to torture the metaphor, but to get back on the horse is about right for Haley Crone. She's an avid rider, right? She's ridden competitively for a very long time in the Temecula Valley outside of San Diego.
I saw that her family has 15 horses.
That's 15 more than you've got.
Right. How many horses do you need?
I would think 2 is plenty, but that's just me. So. Well, USC having won the first 2 sets, 25-20, 25-18.
Wow.
Yeah, back on the horse right here.
Cotton swab and all. Wow, you just try to hold on to that thing as long as possible before if he starts openly bleeding. Mick Haley, see a little look of concern on his face.
She seems almost chagrined that she's got to be out there with the cotton swab, but Colorado gets it back here.
Right, and everything's smooth sailing, and all of a sudden some freak play happens. Your setter's got a cotton swab in her nose, and Haley goes and takes a seat. This is not supposed to happen.
Taken right out of the net. The blocking again, much better for USC tonight. And Bricio provide the hammer.
Right, and what a luxury to have. Everything looks like it's getting a little bit jumbled up. Crone getting back into the groove. We see the cotton swab. We see the dig on the outside, and then Bricio. Like the closer in your baseball game. So confident.
This might turn into a thing now, just start giving away cotton swabs and market the heck out of that. It's the accessory that everyone's got to have now.
I tell you what, the accessory that is the thing is Bricio serve. I see club volleyball teenagers across the country trying to practice this serve because it really is revolutionary.
She can spin it, knuckle it. Same footwork, same toss. So tough to gauge. And top to bottom, USC is tough. 11-7 leading now in set 3.
For Mick Haley, stopping the bleeding with the cotton swab and with a little Samantha Bricio.
See what you did there. If you break serve when Bricio is at that back line, you feel great about yourself.
Right.
Just to get the ball back. And again, Wannabu trying to finish at the net. Couldn't quite get it down.
And not to belabor the cotton swab, but look at the roll here. You see all the running around, and still that thing is just held in place.
Whoever the cut man is on the USC in the USC corner. Very well done. Wannabu throws it down. That's kind of last year's look of Evan Wannabu right there. The power to get that done.
And an experienced setter who knows to go back, to repeat. Wannabu just a tough swing, didn't have her greatest effort. Go back to her, give her another chance.
Bricio right now, more than twice as many kills as anybody else in this match. Nice play by you, by the way. You ended up with that ball right in your grill.
Protecting you.
Well, you're a man of many talents. Hannah Schreier to serve. and that's wide.
I'm not sure the Pac-12 Network's cutman is as good as the USC Trojans cutman, and I don't know how I could have performed with that cotton swab in my nose if I'm over here on the corner.
Well, you thought maybe there would be a little bit of shift in momentum because of that pause when Cohen had to go to the bench. Just didn't look that way.
And there was for a second, but then when you have that player like a Samantha Bricio, one of the top players in the country, definitely the top server in the country, you have that ability to take a deep breath and relax, and that's something that Coach Mick Haley told us at the beginning of the day. He said, we're trying too hard, we just need to relax.
A well-placed touch from Taylor Simpson, who was almost single-handedly keeping the Buffaloes around in this one.
Really finding one of the few spots open on the court. SC come in as the #3 defensive team in the conference and really lived up to that bill tonight. Has really been a full defensive effort.
Again, if just joining us, Colorado trying to break a run of 17 sets in a row without a win against USC. Not going to be easy. Not the way USC is looking right now.
And if you're Coach Liz Kritza, that was a missed opportunity. That's a free ball coming to the net. You see Bricio not proud about that set. Have to take care of that. They have to be aware that that's a possibility.
Lauren Gillis, like her coach from Indiana. Heats to Segola, keeps it alive. Fabricio.
Mick Haley and the USC Trojan staff asking for the back row. Maybe could have been a blocker over the net. Ogum's kind of jumped the gun a little. It looked like she attacked that ball before the hitter could for Colorado. Shows you the urgency though, right? He's not settling down. He's not sitting down. He's pushing the pedal.
Served wide.
And he pumps a fist as he walks past us as well. You know, there's a lot of emotion in this coach. This is a lot of pride that goes into it as well, and he doesn't want to be the first head of a program in 25 years to break that 25th rank.
Once again, Colorado up on the front line, getting a Simpson involved. Kelsey English rotates back into the Buffaloes now.
You know, that's a good move as well from Liz Kritza. I really like we see Edelman setting all the way around and not getting English, her senior middle blocker, in the mix as well.
That was Febley, the freshman with the serve. Young throws it down. Quietly, she's having a nice night too.
Lefty on the right side, a la Karsta Lowe at UCLA. Makes this trouble pass into an easy set and then just stays behind the ball and hits it with a block, isn't.
Manabu will come back in, Haley Crone will come back in, and again the pause is firmly placed for Crone.
I've been around volleyball a long time. I've never seen this. Never.
Somewhere there's an old episode of Seinfeld where Kramer's going, yeah, I had that one. Boy, that is some kind of save right there. But Colorado interrupts that flow. However, USC is making some plays just from out of nowhere.
And Coach Mick Hale's feeling it. He's right next to our position, and he's pumping fists, he's clapping, he's really energizing the squad.
Not regarding by a 71-year-old coach, huh? And that is very well done by Bricio in a different way. He's getting it done every conceivable manner here tonight.
We talked about all of her skills, all of her different traits, all around player. Oh, the blood is going. The gauze is so through. Mick Haley once again, you got to go to plan B now, right?
Yeah.
A lot more patience from a lot less patience from the referee staff now with this second opportunity. The gauze is completely red.
So Haley Crone will have to sit it out for a little bit. She didn't want to. I mean, you can tell that she really wants to be on the court right now. But all that running around, obviously, I'm certainly no doctor. Didn't even stay at that hotel that does that a bit. But I do know when you run around like that, it's tough to to stop a nosebleed.
Right, that seems like the worst possible thing in the world to do.
Bricio has picked it up when others have fallen by the wayside here for USC tonight. And we talked earlier about Bricio being intrigued by the possibility of coming to USC because of Bibiana Candelas.
Part of that 2003 squad, 2002 and 2003, both won national championships. You look at the other names on that team: April Ross, the silver medalist, Kay Albertine, Katie Oslowski, Nicole Davis, the Olympic libero. Lots of talent on those golden years.
Bibiana Candelas teamed up with Myra Garcia in beach volleyball, representing Mexico.
They're cleaning the floor up now for USC. They've got some of the coaching staff and some blood definitely ripped over there. If they have to go away from Chrome, they're going to have to put in Pizza Segola again. They're set all the way around, and it's going to really change some things. They're not going to all of a sudden have that offense in front row. The other thing is they're going to have to find someone who can sub in for Crone in the back row, and it just throws all of the rotation patterns away.
Crone last time out in that win against Washington State had her 6th double-double of the year. 27 assists to go with 11 digs in that match. And again, a very important match, I think, Kevin, when you talk about USC being at a tipping point. Could have started 0-4 in conference play. They will not to happen.
Still got some moving back. You see the end result. They've got it cleaned up again. But this is how it happened. You see on the right side of your screen, whiplash for Crone because she just got hit by the fastball from Taylor Simpson.
The heck of it is, she can't really even watch what her teammates are doing now. She's got to be head back looking straight up the rafters. Another fine block, USC, which is bottom third in this conference in blocking ability. Really stepping up on the front line tonight.
And I'll tell you the crazy thing for USC right now, they do not have a setter on court. They put in Emily Young, number 20 white in the back row. She's a hitter. She is not a setter, and she's the setting option right now for the Trojans.
Bricio actually sends it long. There's almost like a gasp that went up from the crowd here. It's not supposed to happen.
Oh my gosh, they are having Young set. They're having Young set right now. This is crazy.
Everything a bit out of kilter. What a move, boy. When in doubt, just kind of flash back to how it all was for her a year ago.
I tell you, if I'm not a setter and I come to the crowd, I'm not going to try to do the back set. I'm going to set that easy outside, but you got to give a lot of credit to Emily Young.
Again, she's an outside hitter by trade, but USC can simply put this thing away now.
Wow, block of the match. Ebony Wanabu. Last year she was such a big hitter, but she was also the stopper on the blocking. See her returning to form slowly but surely.
Everything's starting to make sense again in the world of USC volleyball. They always seem to beat Colorado. They're on the verge tonight.
Is going nuts!
USC trying to sweep Colorado, and necessity is the mother of invention, I suppose, Kevin Long. They've had to mix and mingle a little bit here tonight. Emily Young playing out of position, playing very well.
Right, it's crazy. You got a 7-point lead right now for USC, but you really have to look at it as much tighter than that because you have Young, not a setter, in at the setting position. It's like baseball relief where you got a first baseman stepping up to the mound, and there's a lot of craziness going on in this match.
And again, the play at that in general for USC has been very strong tonight. You know the back line is good with Bricio. You know, they went on that trip to Washington State last weekend, and they got outblocked 28-11. But tonight, it is 11-6 in favor of USC. Young sets it up. Just can't quite get that kill. Had to go over, and it did. Colorado able to get back to within 21-16.
And once again, USC not having as many options. Colorado making the point. You know, I can nearly guarantee Emily Young will not set the middle. So if you're a blocker, you can start lighting up and think, oh, wow.
That's 5 of those tonight for Colorado into the net.
And you can't do that when you've got a team without their setter on the court. You can't. You just got to keep that serve in play. And you see the chaos on the USC side. They're trying to figure this out on the fly. Who can serve, who can go in, who got to stay out. Mick Haley says, just get close to the end of the bench here and let me figure things out.
Yep, everybody's on alert right now. Hold on Gillis right into the net.
One more time jumping that gun. You're going to let the setter set the ball, and Edelman is a front row attacker. Now, if you're USC and Mick Haley, you're breathing a big sigh of relief because you have a setter back on the court again. Number 12 white, Pizza Scola gets to rotate into the floor.
Nicole Edelman for Colorado. Gillis has dug out. Young threw it down the left hand. And don't forget, immediately after this broadcast, the #1 women's volleyball team on Pac-12 networks. The top-ranked Stanford Cardinal visiting number 16 Arizona in a top Pac-12 matchup. Live coverage starting very soon on Pac-12 networks and Pac-12 Now. Get you at the top of the hour. Colorado down 2-6. Battles back to within 5 points here in the third.
One of the better swings of the night for Nera Ortiz-Ruiz. A lot of power. Just looking at Alexis Austin, not one of the better servers, but coming in, the sub from Liz Kritza, Steffi Shadley is a good server and even more importantly, a great defender. Wow.
That one whizzed right over top of that. And right back a face of Bricio. Give Colorado a little bit of jump.
And Ortiz-Ruiz back-to-back great plays. We see the offense on the left side, this side going out and stopping Bricio. Wonder, you got to go back to Bricio if you're Pizza Segol right now.
Young got that point for USC.
And deceptive play. Colorado's thinking that's going to Bricio. I'm thinking that's going to Bricio, but going backside. And maybe the hero of this third set, Emily Young, did it with the setting earlier, now doing it with the swing.
Now Taylor Whittingham can put it away. At the net, Bricio. And USC has done it again to Colorado. 18 sets in a row against the Colorado Buffaloes. And there have been happier birthdays for Liz Kritza, I'm sure.
You know, the big question mark was SC in off year. This is a year that they got a very slow start. How could they turn the ship around? The answer at the beginning of the first set, at the end of the third set, Samantha Bricio.
First home win of the year for USC. They needed it, they got it, and we'll be back in just a moment. USC preseason number 5 in the nation. They have dipped to number 20 because of some times lately, but times are getting better, Kevin Wong. They beat Colorado tonight. They sweep Colorado tonight.
Really a statement match for a team that needed a statement win. First match of a 4-home game streak, and you really, you're Mick Haley, you're happy because you needed this match.
You got Samantha Bricio doing everything right tonight.
Started the match off, ended the match off, brought the serves in the middle of that first set that really turned tables for USC.
USC just does not lose to Colorado. We've talked about that. They sweep them yet again as the Buffaloes hit just 191 for this match. Had only one service ace in 3 sets. And USC prevails. Remember, they were down 17-13 in that opening set, but Colorado never could stick the landing, and SC gets a win to go to 2-3 in conference now. Colorado also 2-3. That's it from the Galen Center here in LA. USC sweeps the Buffaloes 25-20 18 and 19. For Kevin Wong and our entire Pac-12 Network's crew, this is Josh Lewin saying so long. You've been watching Pac-12 Women's Volleyball on Pac-12 Networks.
Sunday, it's top-ranked